Can you tell us your name?
My name is Russell Lewis.
How would you describe your artistic style and voice?
My style is it's not unorthodox. I come from an illustration background, so I'm a portrait illustration artist, figurative artist, and that's how I was trained. But fine art has always been my passion. So you may find a mix of that in my work. At times it's more illustration and a bit of fine art, but and then it may be the other way around. Fine art, but you'll see a illustration quality to it.
Yeah.
It's always been there. It's in my family. My father could draw quite well. My grandmother, his mother could draw, illustrate quite well, fashion design, but no one took it to the next level. I was the only one educated and took it to the university level, Virginia Commonwealth University. And so when I came out, so I'm fairly skilled in doing it. So, and always loved to do it. So when it started, you know, when did I started breathing? When did I start it? It's just one of those things, It's not something that I say, well, let me try it. It's something I would do in my pastime. So once I got of age, it's time to go to school for it. I went to Duke Ellington School of Performing Arts. I auditioned, got in there, and I thought it was great then and didn't know if I would even take it any further than that, and got a partial scholarship at Virginia Commonwealth University and took advantage of that. And that's when I decided, okay, illustration is what I'd like to do. I like the way that looked. So I took it there. And then once I came out, started a group, Spotlight Art Studios, with two other brothers that I went to Ellington with. They went to VCU with me, so we started that. And we did the best we could at the time. So there's no internet back then. There's no nothing. So yeah, that was it.
Beautiful. So you said there's like a lineage of...
It's in the family.
It's in the family.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a simple question, but with you pursuing it professionally, going to school for it, like how proud is your family of you?
Oh man, words can't describe how proud they are. I guess if you always had a desire to do something and then to see that you've passed it down and someone's really taken it to the next level. So yeah, they're quite proud. Always have been. And always been supportive. A habit that I have, it's not necessarily a routine, but I have to have supplies around everywhere in reference to, I need to get my hands on it quickly before I lose the desire to whatever the subject matter is. So I have a small studio. I also have supplies in my bedroom. There's always a sketchbook on me. So that is a routine. It's something that I have all the time.
So for the people who are not artists, do they find that strange?
Yes. I'm quite strange to most people. Being an artist is a unique group, fraternity, sorority. We're unique people. And we can be strange to most. So yeah, that's part of my routine, is to have supplies everywhere, have something to get my hands on everywhere.
And I think that I want to make sure that this came out on one of your answers, but what would you say is your artistic style and voice?
My style is a fine art illustration mix. It's not strictly illustration. It doesn't have all the rules that illustration have, but it's a looseness to what I do, and I'm heavy into texture. I'm heavy into substance. It gives the piece more substance, and that's what I'm attracted to, and that's what the majority of my work is.
I love it. And that's a perfect segue. I'm gonna skip ahead, but that's a perfect segue of looking at this piece that you have presented here, right? There's some wrenches and layers, and I want to say mixed medium or something that you put on the canvas to frame the actual subject.
Yes.
So is that a common theme in your work, or this particular piece?
Yeah, just this particular piece for what this is. It's more experimental than anything with this. Normally I do a lot of textured work using gesso, sand, anything I can get my hands on just to create some sort of texture to make you want to touch it, you know. I love sculpture as well, but to have a sculpture studio is a whole nother avenue, but this gets me close to it. Yeah, this right here is fabric that I've cut up, shaped up, added gesso over top, and then painted over top of that. So that's where all this comes from.
So you told us the story about this off camera, right? So what's the story behind this piece? Because ton attitude, I just love it. It's a who you looking at, but you should be looking at.
Yeah. You know, I love the initial reference picture, and I didn't think about anything else in reference to the background or anything, but I loved how rich her skin was, that look upon her face, and the pigment in her skin. So that's why I thought that would be good for this particular piece.
I know this is a little off topic, but it's historic. It's like I like the fullness of her lips too, right? Because historically, been teased for big lips and big nose and big hips and everything like that. But for her, it's like it's big and it's beautiful.
That's right.
And it's not shade down.
Yeah, or Shondapon. Yeah,
right.
Yeah. But that's the way I feel about who we are. Yeah, she's a perfect representation of how I feel about who we are, and to be proud of who we are.
It's a strength too.
Very confident.
I love it. Who would you say was your biggest artistic influences?
I was talking to Pancho about this, and it's not necessarily one person in particular, but it is environmental and who I'm around at the time. We talked about the texture. The texture did come from somewhere. Late in the 90s, we took a trip to LA. We're checking out different galleries to see who we can get started with, who we can work with. And I saw a piece there, huge piece, monotone red, but it was heavily textured. And I looked at it for a long time and couldn't figure out how they even got it that way. Don't know who that artist is, but that person changed me. Because from that point on, the majority of my work had that texture on there. I had to figure out how they did it first. And once I figured out, my way of the way it looked, I did it, and I kept pushing. So a lot of times it'll have heavy gesso, sand, a paper mache pulp, all kinds of stuff that I used over the last 25, 30 years.
So I'm glad you gave me that 25, 30 years just now. Over the 25, 30 years, what does it feel like to be recognized as an artist and to have people buy your work?
Oh, man. Fantastic. What does it feel to be recognized as an artist? It's amazing. I was just talking to a friend about that. Take away the money, it feels great because it's what I'm supposed to do. It's what I was made to do, and to be recognized for what I'm doing. You know, I'm doing God's work, and I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. You know, someone asked me, what would I do for free if money was an object? I would still be doing this. I'd be doing this. My work would say, this is the best that Russell could do on this date beside his name. So, yeah, it represents me and my thoughts and the way I see things. And I hope that I can get someone else to see where I'm coming from. Just, it's a soulful thing. And that leads me to say this too. The closest I've ever felt to God is when I'm doing artwork. It is the closest I've ever felt. It's quiet, you're alone, and there's nothing to break what's happening. As a matter of fact, time stands still, you know. So I can't remember your initial question, but I needed to say that, you know, and that's very important to me too. And I think that's another reason why I would just have to do it for the rest of my life.
I love it. Looking at the landscape, and you being an artist and being inspired by other artists and watching what's happening, I guess, now in March, right? What's your advice to artists who are like, that you see, like younger artists? What would your advice to younger artists? I can maybe in their early stages where things are not just like, they're not being fully recognized, you know, celebrate them? Like, what's the advice you would have?
They have to keep working. No matter what happens, you have to keep working. You can't stop. And that's a good segue on to I went on hiatus for 12 years. Back 2009, 2010, the market did some strange things. And art I didn't enjoy it for whatever particular reason. So I put everything in storage, put it away. 12 years, I didn't do any artwork. And I can tell you, every year from the time I stopped, I was getting sicker. I didn't know what was happening to me. But when you're not doing what you're supposed to do, you will become sick. You will fall short. Then your life will start to fall apart if you're not doing what you're supposed to do. So when I came back 2022, I started breathing again. So I would tell young artists, you got to keep working. You got to keep working and find your tribe. Find other people who are doing what you do, or who like what you do, or that celebrate you. You know, sometimes it's not who you think it is, but you need to find that tribe. You find that family. You know, and you keep working. You don't stop working.
How can people contact you for your wonderful artwork?
Okay, there's a couple. I'm on all social media. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Facebook, Russell R. Lewis. Instagram is R. Lewis Art House. And on TikTok, it is Russ Rock Ready. So those, and then you can also hit the website. It's rlewisarthouse.art.